Hey, it's Breanna,
and Jenna,
and this is the Girls Are Talking podcast.
So we know it's been a while since you guys have heard from us. We had to take a little bit of a break to kind of
MIA.
sort some things out. One of the we've just found it a little bit of a struggle. I feel like we were so excited to do this, so we got our stuff looking cute and everything, but we really just needed to take a step back and
Figure out the Spotify.
yes, just figure out some things. So we're back and we're excited more than ever to give you this episode.
Yeah, so today we're going to do a little bit of a life update.
Yeah.
We have a couple stories for you, just a little chit chat and
catch up.
Yeah.
Because it's been a little bit.
It has been a little bit.
So one new update, we added custom drinks to the studio. So we have 2 featured today. So I'm drinking the Bombshell and Bree's got the Jenna's signature dirty soda.
That's really good.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Yeah, this has been like a game changer.
Yeah, definitely was needed.
Yeah, it's good. So good. I have the Brie signature is iced vanilla latte, but secretly it's so bad. But I think I prefer the dirty soda.
Yeah,
I'm a coffee girl to my core, but whenever I'm at work, that's just kind of refreshing.
Totally.
I've never been a pot person, but you totally put me on.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, I enjoy an iced coffee and stuff in the summer and stuff like that, but I'm not a coffee addict. I can survive without coffee, so I think nothing is better than a crisp soda pop.
Whereas I'm the opposite, so I need coffee to function.
Yeah.
But usually I'll drink that in the morning before I come here and whatever, so it's nice to have that.
So what's new with you?
Not a whole lot. I'm almost done school. I'm really excited. I have about 3 weeks left, so I'm really looking forward to the summer.
What are you most excited for the summer?
Honestly, just going to my trailer. Between my boyfriend and I, both our families have a trailer, so I'm really looking forward to that because both of them are on the water. I'm just excited to have my paddleboard blown up and yeah. What are you?
Same thing. Taking a trailer out and also just girls' nights and just hanging out in the backyard, just all the summer vibes.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to be done school. This semester has been trying, so I'm really happy. Just all things.
Well, I got Botox for the first time today. So we'll drop Natalie's little.
Girls, I thought she told you shouldn't put makeup on today, though.
No, I can put makeup on. I just can't go crazy on
I thought she said to leave your skin for 24 hours, though.
I didn't put anything down.
Okay.
I just put blush here.
Okay.
But no, I asked her, and she even told me when that I could wear makeup to the appointment. She just cleaned.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, so I got Botox for the first time today. Very brave. I know I was very brave because I have a really horrible needle phobia. So, but I felt like I wanted it bad enough that I sucked it up.
I feel like you're getting over this phobia.
I think so. I think I've just try to internally calm myself down.
Yeah.
So I still get sweaty and crampy, but I'm not acting like a crazy
screaming,
person.
sobbing.
Yeah.
Throwing up.
But yeah, I got master's Botox because for probably around a year and a half, 2 years, I've been off and on struggling with jaw pain. So my dentist was you should try master's Botox because I hold all my tension and I clench. So we'll see if this works. So I'm excited. I've been wanting to try it for so long just to see if it would help with the pain and stuff, but I've just been too scared. So yeah, that's the most exciting thing of my day, and it wasn't nearly as painful or scary as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But it did feel a little funky.
It sounded weird though. The needle popped when it went into her face. It was really weird.
Yeah, I could literally feel my jaw it was so bizarre.
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah, but Natalie made me feel so comfortable. So yeah, I'm excited to see the results in 2 weeks.
I watched Forrest Gump again this week, and I can't. Yeah, literally cannot watch that movie without crying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That and the Titanic. Makes me sob every time.
Yeah, the Titanic. The saddest part for me, hot take, is when at the very, very end of the movie, when she gets off the boat and they ask for her name because they're writing down like all the survivors, and she says Dawson, like
Yeah.
that's her last name.
Yeah, so sad. But hot take, that's the only good romance movie because he died.
Yeah.
Like, they would have been doomed.
You think so?
Yeah, unfortunately. Hot take. I also watched Mercy this past weekend. That's like that if AI entered the courtroom kind of movie, whatever, there with Chris Pratt.
Okay.
It was kind of cheesy, but I enjoyed it. Like, it was good, something to watch.
Yeah.
My boyfriend though, like, he's so like cringe sensitive, so the whole time he's like, and it was just like ruining it for me. Or I'm like, if something's cheesy, it's just cheesy. Like, I can look past it.
Yeah.
But he was like, and I was like, stop, you're ruining
Really?
it.
It was that much?
Yeah, kind of. But it was interesting.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think it's horrible, but just the way it was filmed, it was like Netflix lighting. You know what I mean? I don't know. The whole Netflix lighting thing really gets to me.
Yeah.
Like, if something's filmed and you look like airbrushed, instantly I can't watch it.
Yeah.
And that just kills the whole movie for me. Like, I'm just staring at the actors the whole time and like,
Yeah.
oh, what's happening?
Did we speak? We went to go see Wuthering Heights. Did we already talk about this?
Maybe, but we could retouch.
Yeah, briefly. We went to go see Wuthering Heights. It was super good.
It was so
10
good.
out of 10 recommend.
Yeah, I think that's one of my new favorite movies.
I think they're getting a lot of critiques online, and I'm like, F off. I think they did such a good job.
I feel like, and all my other friends I talked to, and like my sister, she was like, this is so weird, and I was like, no, we weren't watching the same movie.
No,
because I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
me too.
And I also think that Margot Robbie did such a good job. Such a good job.
I think they both did a phenomenal job. Yeah, totally.
I think that was such a good movie. I'd definitely watch that again too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I was like, do I read the book? But no, baby. I cracked that open. It's like, like
I know. One day.
Or old and retired, have nothing better to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Show it to your grandchildren.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, question, because we were like talking about this in the car the other day, and I was just like, if you could live anywhere in the world, like money, job, whatever, you're guaranteed to get a good job, like don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Like, where would you live?
Oh my god, I don't know. The other day I was watching a TikTok about Charleston, but I don't know that I'd like choose that. Like, it's beautiful, but that like Steph Bohr girl, she like posted a TikTok about Charleston, and I think it's like beautiful.
That was one of the ones I said when my mom asked. I said like Montana, like Wyoming, Montana.
You've always said that.
Yeah, Charleston or Maine. Those were like my handful. But I think like Montana probably.
One that's super random that has just totally been catching my attention lately, because I'm reading Binding 13, but like Ireland, like it's beautiful.
Yeah, Ireland's on like my top travel bucket list.
Yeah, like I think living there would just be so beautiful, and like their way of life, like all the little shops and everything. Like, I think it would be just so cozy and cute, and everybody with their accents. Like, I think it would be fun.
So how is Binding 13 going?
Really good.
Yeah,
I'm liking it a lot. But I feel like I had so much schoolwork to do this past week, so I haven't really been reading it. But I'm hoping if I can get the assignment I have to do tonight done at a decent time, then maybe I can do some reading. But I mean, it's just 3 weeks left of school, and then like all summer I can just do me. So try not to like dwell on it. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm like shocked how much I like it, and I'm actually surprised I didn't read it when I was younger. Like,
why is it like YA?
No, I don't find it's YA. It's like a little heavy, but and it's not like super, like it's not smutty at all. I'm pretty sure there's like not, it's a like romance plot, but it's not like they haven't even like kissed yet or nothing. I'm already halfway through, but it's like you're like hooked the whole time. Like, I love the couples, and I'm just shocked because it's low-key like Wattpad-y a little bit. Like, it just kind of has that like angsty kind of like feel to it. Like, it's just something I totally would have loved when I was a teenager, I feel. But I'm so glad I'm reading it now, because I think like this book will easily become one of my favorites, I fear.
Yeah.
And like the whole series, because like I've read so many interconnected standalone series, but I feel like all the characters, you actually get to know them so well in this book, and like their personalities and stuff, and like you get to know how everybody kind of meets. So it will be cute because it's like the first two books are about like the OG couple, then another two books are about like somebody else, the other two books. So
That's cool.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah. So I'm really, really liking it, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more reading done in the next bit. But what are you reading?
Right now, honestly, I don't have anything on the go.
No.
I just bought a new book, which
Finding Flora.
Yes, Finding Flora. Which I'm really excited to read. But I just, because I was away, I bought it literally like Thursday and then I went away for the weekend. So, like, I didn't read. But I do want to. So, I could read that. But now, after like we were talking, like, I've read two books out of the, is it Bailey Hannah or Hannah Bailey? Whatever. She's a Canadian author. But she has like an interconnected standalone kind of series. That's like kind of like cowboy romance, smutty kind of storyline. But I'm like, oh, because the fourth book just came out, and I have the third one, so I'm like, I could read that because I'm like back into my horse girl summer. So I'm like in the midst right now of currently like looking for a situation.
I feel like you should start with that. Yeah. Or like, what are you doing tonight?
What am I doing tonight? I don't know a lot. Just kind of cleaning my room and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But nothing
like
crazy.
It's so nice. Like you should just go sit with your cowboy book. Because the weather today is so nice.
Yeah.
17 degrees today.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get some reading in. Yeah. But nothing crazy. Yeah. Just kind of settling back in from the weekend.
Let's talk about some client horror stories.
Yeah, this has been on our Instagram. Anytime we post, like, what do you guys want to hear? Client horror stories are up.
Oh boy, do I ever have a ton of stories.
So take me back to like when you first meet Lucy, because I think like everybody needs to understand like the connection there.
Okay, I have been in the industry now for 4.5, I think almost 5 years if I'm correct. So along the way I've met some people, love my job, love my clients, but I've definitely had some funny stories along the way. One in particular that I can think of right now, I had this one client that I got off Facebook, and let's call her Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucy was this lady who had reached out to me over, I remember what it was. I was having like a lash promo.
Yeah.
And she was interested. She was like, oh my goodness, I used to do lash extensions when I was younger. Haven't tried them in forever. Like, I totally need to come meet you. And I was like,
so she hadn't had lash extensions in a while then?
No, she was like barefaced for a while and then wanted to start back on the lash grind.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, sounds great. You're booked in. She comes in happy as can be, a sweet little lady. She is just like a ball of energy. This one became my bestie off the bat, would bring me all the things all the time. For my birthday brought me gifts, like was just a whole lot of character in this lady.
Yeah, like I don't think you guys understand like how much character Lucy had. Like we would like, I remember vividly one time like you and I were like walking up the ramp like to the front door, and she like into the parking lot, and I just remember her getting out of her car, and she had like the thickest like accent too.
I think Russian, right?
It was, yes. And she would come out of the car, and then literally like I just heard like, hey tits, from the parking lot, and I was like, is that your client? Like, is she talking to you? Like, you guys formed like this weird, like, she was like a ride or die of yours.
Yeah, so sad, miss you, Lucy, but like,
yeah,
you're a bitch.
Yeah, she was crazy.
She was, and her story she'd tell all the time, like of her son, and all these stories were just crazy. Like she was living the single life. She was freshly divorced. Yeah, living la vida loco, having the time of her life, you know. So Fast forward like almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
She had been seeing me religiously. But one thing about this girl, she wouldn't know what micellar water was if it drowned her.
Mm-hmm.
She did not wash off her eye makeup. And
Yep.
as any lash tech knows, it is so hard to lash somebody who has mascara and eyeliner. Obviously, a lash bath.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'd do what I could, but she'd get mega volumes. So all that would just crust in
Mm-hmm.
there. And I'd always advise her, don't wear your eyeliner around your like top lash line where your lash extensions are, because it would get so clunky and
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like we can do as many lash baths in the session as we want, but like think about like when you come and get lashes, now it's like 2 to 3 weeks that we don't see you.
yeah,
So that's 2 to 3 weeks of buildup
yeah.
that like we can only do so much with,
Yeah,
right?
it gets stuck in the hairs. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's a disaster.
yeah, yeah. So she'd have so much buildup, and so her lashes weren't holding up the best. But I was doing everything I could. We used good product. At the end of the day, she knew the proper aftercare and she
Yeah.
just didn't follow it. So and then she's coming at me with use point hundreds, and I was like, "Baby girl, we don't have point hundreds. That's
Yeah,
not a
that's
thing."
not
And
a thing.
like, she didn't know what she was talking about, but she was like telling me all these lash terms of like trays I should be using on her, and I had actually purchased her different trays just to try something new on her. I got her a different kind of volume lashes that I thought would suit her.
Yeah.
So we tried a few different things. We have different glues that we've like rotated between. Lo and behold, like just the buildup, it was disgusting. And she just was not understanding how you
No.
have to keep that stuff clean. So, anyways, we kind of get into it because I expressed to her, I said, look, like I can't keep doing your lashes if they're going to be this filthy, because you're not going to walk around with my name when
Hmm.
your
And it's
lashes.
not safe.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. You can get blepharitis, contact, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Pink eye, like, it's just like you have to be a hygienic person, like if you're
Yeah.
gonna have lash extensions.
Yeah.
So that night I wake up from a text from her that goes, what did she say?
She said something about like you need to buy like this certain product, and guys, like the product she was trying to talk about, or like the size of lashes, or something that literally doesn't
Yeah. And I even
exist.
showed her, like, and
Yeah.
I don't have a high tolerance for stuff like this, but I'd literally sit with her, show her the website from which we order from.
Yeah.
I'd let her see, like, that's just not an option, but like, can
Yeah.
you try redescribing to me maybe what you think you're talking about?
Yeah.
She just didn't know.
Yeah.
She didn't know what she was talking about. And she'd be
No.
like, oh, well,
Yeah.
and I was like, babe, come on
Yeah.
now.
She's one of those people that just wanted you to give her free shit. Because,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So then, anyways, then I wake up from a text from her the one day, and she's like, excuse me, little girl. I've had an eye. What was
Well,
it?
no, she was rude to you, and then you responded back and said, "Listen, like I appreciate like your business this far, like, like hopefully we can like either one resolve something, but you were like, I'm just not going to tolerate being spoken to that way." And she was like disrespectful, and then she came in with that. And
Okay.
she was like
Yeah, yeah.
she was like she goes to Bree, she's like, listen here, little girl. She's like, I've had lashes before you were born, little girl. And it was just like, oh
Yeah.
my God. Like, just repeatedly called her little girl, said she had an eyelash before she was even born. It was like,
It's like, babe,
holy.
you actually don't have any of those eyelashes still.
Mm-hmm.
They should, but
Mm-hmm. It was actually crazy.
yeah. So I've been bitched out a couple times in my time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you just like, you never know who you're dealing with, right? Like, especially because sometimes it's just people online.
Yeah,
It's just you meet some odd ducks.
totally. I'm trying to think of like a horror story I've had. This is like actually maybe the worst possible situation I think so far.
Yeah.
So this was years ago. I'm gonna date it back 3 years ago, maybe even four. Like we had just kind of opened the studio, and I really wanted to get into waxing. So, anyways, I go take this wax course, which by the way was horrible. Like I can't even describe to you this course. Like it was so horrid. But
Yeah.
that's like a story for another day. But anyways, their like website was reputable. Like they had tons of reviews, so I was like, whatever. Anyways, So I do this wax course, and then I've like done some practicing on like my friends and stuff, and I'm like I want to start taking like clients just to get comfortable. So I did like this model call that was like I'm doing like I think they were either free or like a very low cost, and I was like I want to practice Brazilian waxing. So anyways, this girl reaches out to me and she's like, "Hey, like I want to do this, whatever, right?" So I'm like, "Hey, cool, whatever, come in this date." So she comes in and we go into the room. And at this point, like, I set it up so cute. I had like robes and like wipes and like all these like towels and everything laid out, right? And I just said, like, okay, I gave her the lowdown. We had like a consult. And then I was like, I'm going to hop out, get undressed, and then I'll come back in. She's like, okay. So I leave the room. I like, whatever, I'm waiting. I go back in and I open the door, and girlfriend's like fully dressed still. And I'm like, babe, like we're about to do the Brazilian. Like, what are you doing, right? So I'm like, what? And I'm like, like this whole time you've been supposed to be getting undressed. And she literally, guys, I'm not even kidding you. She looks at me and like I like she was not joking, because if she was joking, she would have been undressed, right? And she fully looks at me and she goes, I think I'd be more comfortable if like I seen your vagina first. And I was like, babe,
Bro,
you're gonna have to pay a lot extra. Like, this is a free service. You think you're gonna get a free service and get to see my vagina? Like, come on, right?
no.
So I'm instantly like, because like I think she's like, what do you say, right? So I was just like, well, that won't be happening. So like, are
Nope.
we doing this or are we not, right? So I'm just like, okay, well, no. I'm not gonna show you my vagina, but if you'd like to give this another try, we can. Anyways, so I leave the room one more time, come back. She is undressed, thank God. We're like doing the service, everything's going fine. But then, like, she just started getting like so weird and asking me like the craziest things. And like, I can't even, like, this was so long ago. So, like, these stories are like, I've just tried my best to block this out of my memory. But I remember she was like, asking me like, so she had gone on this vacation with this like boyfriend that she's had for like years, right? And like, keep in mind, I'm doing a Brazilian wax, right? Like, we all know what that is. This is the conversation that we're talking about. And she keeps asking me, she's like, or telling me, sorry, she just gets back from this vacation and she's like, yeah, like, my boyfriend, he's like really needy. Yeah. And I was like, needy how? Like, what? And she was like, yeah, like we went on this vacation and we couldn't even come in the door, and he was asking for like blank. Like like
Man's got some needs.
yeah.
Oh, way.
And I was like, what? Right? And she was like, yeah, like, is that like super weird? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, right? This is just bizarre. And then she like kept asking me all these really, really bizarre questions about like blank. Like, not intercourse, but like the other stuff. Yeah. And I was just like, why are you talking to me about this? Like, I don't know you, right?
So she was just like a total weirdo.
Totally weird. So now I'm so uncomfortable because she's like, one, already asked to see my vagina, and two, now she's like telling me about her psycho boyfriend and their sex life and just like how horrible this is, right? So at this point, I'm just like, I'm so over this. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like, this is just getting so weird. And the way she was like speaking to me was just so like,
Disturbing.
yeah. I was like, whoa, this is fucking weird, right? So anyways, I ended up just like kind of ending the service and was just like, okay, like we're done.
Yeah.
Bye. But yeah, it was so freaky. Like, so, and then I never waxed again.
No, Tony.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did come out of retirement for a
Yeah.
minute there, but yeah, like
And then
other
she waxed some guy's butt cheeks together.
I did. So needless to say, this really awful training that I did not make me the best waxer, and I just don't think I'll ever revisit that.
One thing you did briefly touch on there that made me think, I've been asked before, like, what my biggest piece of advice is in this
Mm-hmm.
industry. And my biggest piece of advice would be make sure you do your hard research when you're taking a course. Make
Yeah.
sure you talk to these people, you ask what's in the product
Mm-hmm.
kits, how much it's gonna, how many clients it will serve after,
Mm-hmm.
what the course book is gonna entail.
Yes.
Like it's very, very important to make sure that you're doing a good course,
Yeah.
because I have gone through personally two really bad courses before,
Yeah.
but I know there's great people out there.
Yeah.
We do it, like there's good people that have good heart
Totally.
behind
Totally.
it,
Like
but for a
I'm.
lot of people it is a money grab because it's
Yes.
good money, but people will try and cheap out on product, and that
Yeah.
was my experience. Like whenever I took my lash course, I was given sky glue, which is like $12 on Amazon, and it's actually like nail glue, and then I was expected to put that on people, and I
Yeah.
was like, hello, like.
Yeah.
So my biggest piece of advice would be, make sure you do your research and find somebody that's reputable and
Yeah.
somebody that you've maybe met a couple people before. Reach out. Like a lot of people will post on their page their students, so I always tell people, if you are thinking about doing a course, talk to some of my past students. If you're thinking about doing a course somewhere else, check
That's a
that
really good
page and
idea.
message those students,
Yeah.
just to make sure and to like give yourself that confidence that you're investing into a really good product.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, it's very easy to get dicey. So, on that note, we did have a question kind of on brand with this. One of the questions we had.
Wait, say that again. I burped.
Okay, so one question we had was, or one thing somebody commented they wanted us to touch on is, quote, behind the scenes stuff about starting slash running your business while also being students. Do you want to take the lead on that? Do you want me to take the lead on that?
Honestly, I think time management is key.
Yeah.
And I think I struggle with that. And I feel like even for you, like having ADHD, I think that's where you and I both kind of like have, we're in common.
Yeah.
Where that's kind of like, I think where we both kind of struggle the most.
Yeah.
But I think what we're also both really good at is just being personable.
Yeah.
And making connections with our clients. And I feel like you put a lot of yourself and your heart into your business, and I think that I make a really good effort to build those connections with my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So just like a pro and a con, I think like on the con side, just being good at managing your time, because this job does give you the luxury of making your own schedule and whatnot. And I think sometimes it can be really easy to get caught up in the other things and just kind of forget about some other things that are also priorities. So I think time management is kind of the con, but a pro for sure, I think, is just like putting yourself out there, building connections, being personable, friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I would find from experience actually, like I started my business actually in high school. So like I started it as a student, and I would actually say like if you have like a good hustle mindset, you're able to kind of like manage your time or figure out something that works for you. It's actually I think like one of the, because you have to remember too in this industry, like your business can also mean 100 different things. So I feel like if you don't take on too much that you can handle or be overwhelmed with, I honestly think it's one of the best professions to be in as a
absolutely,
student.
yeah,
Because like for me, like as a student, a now you have a whole rack of clientele. Like if you're a young person, like if you're watching this and you're in high school and you need a sign to like become a lash tech, nail tech, whatever it is that you want to do, like this industry, like you will thrive in a
yeah,
young as a young person, because a your whole clientele is like, I don't think I've ever been busier than when I was in high school.
yeah. That's my personal
Yeah.
biggest regret. I didn't take a lash course
Mm-hmm.
until a year after I graduated.
Yeah.
And I wish I was like you and I
Yeah.
started while I was in high school,
Yeah.
because for sure you're
Yeah.
totally
And
correct.
for young people too, I find it so hard sometimes to find a job that will like a work with your schedule as a student, and b even hire you at that age. So when you're in high school, you can make your own
And
clientele.
compensate you fairly.
Yes. So like for me, like when I was in high school, I did have a part-time job which I ended up having to leave because just financially, like I was making more in this industry. So I was like, I'm gonna just focus on that, and I wanted to just really put my all into the beauty industry. But I had like a home-based business in high school, so I would literally like a be able to make my own schedule. Like if I had tests or anything, like I didn't have to take clients. So I had the luxury of doing that, and as well as like just having access to like all the people I went to school with.
Yeah.
So if this is your sign, you're a young person, like I think it's the absolute best career. as a girl you could be in while
Yeah.
you're a student, because you just have so much flexibility. But then again, just making sure you're not taking on too much. Like, what, like, I think you have to think, like, what does my business look for me? Whether it's like a storefront, a home-based business, a rental suite, like whatever.
Mobile.
Yes, whatever it is. Um, because it can be easy to succeed in this business and then take like too far of a step when you're young. I mean, I'm always like, push yourself and go for what you want, but I think as a student it's like the best job you could have. I
Yeah.
remember in high school, like, I'd never been happier doing what I was doing, because, like, again, like, I know I've already said this, but just like the flexibility, I can create my own prices, my clients, like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can build a ton of independence, and I think it's an excellent thing to add onto your resume for further in life too, or if this is the end goal for you too. I think it's a great career to get into. I think there's so many avenues you can take, especially with education. Like, that is the most exciting part of the job to me personally. I really like doing the courses and whatnot. And I think there's so much potential for a young person to thrive and grow in this industry.
Yeah. I think they're the best people that will grow and thrive in this industry. Like, I think if you are young and you have like drive and you want to make something for yourself, I think you are the kind of person that will thrive in this industry.
Yeah, especially I find younger people can be a little bit more tech savvy, and I think this form of business thrives online. It is all digital, it is all online, it is all social. That is how we thrive in this industry. So if you're somebody who's naturally good at social media too, I think that's
to
a
be
very
able
good
to do
asset.
your own marketing and do it well is like a superpower.
Yeah, you'll save a ton of money. Marketing, I'd say, is one of the biggest things I've seen people invest in this industry. And if you are good at it, or if you can learn and teach yourself, you're up.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I would say if you're a student,
even if you're not, if you're older, like, I've met a lot of women in my time in the industry who were much older than me, a little older, like people of all ages. Men, I think it is a great job for anybody to get into. But I would just say my biggest piece of advice would just be, again, be really cautious whenever you're taking that leap and starting your course. And also just making sure you're really mindful of your time management. And also don't take it too personal if certain people don't show up for you the way you'd like. I think that's a hard lesson.
That will happen. I think anybody that's in the service industry will agree with that. Like, if you're
anyone who works for themselves,
exactly,
it's a hard lesson to learn.
Totally.
But don't take it personal. It really, a lot of times, I think we can internalize things. And even if it does feel very much so personal, the best thing to do is just let go and not harbor
because
that.
there will be situations where it's like, no, that is personal.
But
yeah, like,
it's just tricky.
Yeah, if you're gonna be self-employed, you have to have a tough skin. You have to have a tough exterior, and there'll be times like that where you're just like, what the hell, right? Or like, you don't.
You're gonna be tried.
Yeah, you will be. So just know that.
Yeah. So I have like a couple ideas, like podcast wise.
Okay.
I think that the podcast is really fun, and I'm just like curious what like viewers kind of like opinion is too. But I feel like we should try and incorporate, like, or maybe like every other week or something like that, do more like YouTube video-y kind of styles. I feel like we've talked about it, but like especially with the summer coming up and just the nature of like who we are as friends.
Like a vlog.
Yeah, if we change it, like, I'm not saying change it completely, but if we do a little bit of like just like vlog, like just like a YouTube channel plus like podcast, I think that could be really fun.
Yeah, I think that would totally be fun. We do a lot of like cottage trips, going to the beach, walks, like all that sort of stuff in the summer.
We're always doing something.
Yeah, so I think that'd be a great idea.
Even if we did like, for some people who have shown interest in like our work life too, even if we did like come along with us for a day at Bombshell.
Yeah, totally.
I think that could be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think, should we maybe tell one more client story each?
Oh yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. I've personally had more bad experiences at other places I've worked than interactions with clients. I've been at Bombshell now for 4 years this summer. And never leaving. Like, this is home, you know? But before I found myself here, I tried 3 other places that were just like
also, which is a common thing in this industry, but
Yeah.
also like Bombshell has had its time.
Bombshell. I just
Like,
don't know like how much we can talk about this.
I don't really care. I think as long as we don't say names,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I really want to tell the fucking like Galentine's, but I think that's too deep.
I know.
But like,
I feel like give it like a couple more years.
Yeah. So
A couple more.
I mean, we can talk about. Yeah, like Bombshell has seen its time.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think that's in any like salon. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Like,
yeah,
we've now been in business like I've had Bombshell for 4 years now, but like every business is gonna have to go through its waves to find like A, your people, B, like just your whole like I don't want to say vibe, it's just so like lame, but like your vibe, like your like aesthetic, your brand, your people, right? So I would say like we have a couple client stories, but B, like I think you and we've been in the industry long enough that we've developed like almost like a regular clientele more so
yeah,
to say. So when we do have it's not like I feel like you have more worse client stories when you're like starting off maybe
oh yeah,
because then you don't have like your schedule filled with like your people,
but
right?
you have clientele now, so it's
Exactly.
a lot harder.
So, but yeah, like Bombshell has seen its time. Like we don't really have any fun drama to tell you guys right now.
I feel like
but there once was a time.
Yeah.
You know that TikTok where it's like I don't whatever anymore, whether it's like a sport you used to do or something like that, and then it like flips and it's like, but there once was a time.
Yeah.
That's like what it is.
Yeah.
It's like right now we have like no drama, no like tea, but baby, there once was a time.
Uh-huh. And we've said before, like it's just so crazy because it's not slow, but like the environment is slow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just so like chill.
Easy.
It's so chill and easy. And
Yeah.
there once was a time where we were fighting for our lives.
Oh,
Yeah.
were we ever?
Yeah, that was crazy.
And we do plan on maybe like touching on that a little bit more in the future and like giving you guys some more, but I think
Now's not the time.
Now's not the time, and I think there's a very good way to go about it, and I
Yeah.
think we would like to like process that more and kind of plan that out so we can be really transparent with you guys.
Yeah.
We'll still
Be able to give a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think it is important to talk about like your path and like how you got somewhere, but I think you should still handle yourself with pride and
some grace for
absolutely.
Sure. I think that it's such huge learning lessons what we've been through at the studio, and I think that it's very valuable to like share those trials and tribulations.
Absolutely.
But again, just not yet.
Yeah.
But soon.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
But I just think that we would like to exactly you said go about it gracefully and be as transparent as possible with you guys. So
and it's a little hard to be transparent right now with it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think like with business you're always going to have lessons you need to learn.
Yeah.
And things like you have to grow into yourself. So like I said, like if you asked me 4 years ago if I think like I'd be here now, or like I don't know, like I think I would have had a different vision for myself, So I'm super like happy and blessed to be like where we are right now, but there once was a time. That's all we're gonna say about that. Thanks guys so much for listening to this episode. We've had so much fun so far. Like just being able to create this and just have fun together. So we're excited to be back. Sorry about our little break that we had to take there.
Yeah, and thanks so much for your patience too. We were really excited to get another episode out.
So make sure you are following us on Instagram and TikTok, and we will always be posting on our story asking you guys what you want to see in the next episodes.
Yeah. So thanks again so much for watching. Have a good one.
Bye.